Good morning to one and all. Hello, my students. This is the concept of fourth unit design thinking in cloud computing. This is the last topic of fourth unit, that is nothing but design thinking in cloud computing. Let we start the basics of cloud computing. So what is a cloud exactly? What is it? Okay, now we can see in what is a cloud. Cloud is a widely distributed network. What I am saying now, cloud is a widely distributed network based, and it is purely a network based and we want to storage, okay, and it is a computation. With the help of cloud we want to store some data, okay, data whatever it may be, some applications, okay, we are accessing some data. With the help of cloud we are accessing a data. What exactly I meant to say, in the sense, cloud is a widely distributed network based, and it is purely we want to storage something data, and we want to accessing some data as well as applications, and it is a computation, okay. With the help of cloud we want to store some huge amount of data. What exactly I meant to say, in the sense, using someone's else server to host, we want to process or we want to store a data. It is nothing but the concept of cloud. What is a cloud computing? What does it is a cloud computing? Now we can see cloud computing is nothing, it is storing data or applications on remote servers. Okay, what I meant to say now, it is storing data or applications on remote servers, and they are processing some data or applications from servers, and as well as we can say accessing data or applications via internet. So yet cloud internet available a huge amount of space to access data anywhere by using this concept of cloud computing. At a cloud internet available a huge amount of space, we want to accessing a data or applications via internet anywhere, that is nothing but the concept of cloud computing. Let we start this what is a cloud, what is a cloud computing, okay, how we are implementing cloud computing in design thinking. Now we seen what exactly design thinking and implementation of cloud services, how the cloud services we are implemented in design thinking. When somebody else designed IT, in the sense information technology, they want to design how they are implemented of cloud services, we can see now in a clear cut way, okay. Now we can study about these things. It's a very important concept, design thinking in cloud computing, how we can implement a cloud at design thinking, okay, cloud implementation at design thinking. So now we can see the topic, creating a culture of innovation is an inherently ambiguous process. What exactly we want to creating a culture of innovation? What we want to say, something introduction something, a new product or service at our organization is an essential way, is a characteristic way, or it is an essential, in the sense it is a very important way we do that. It can refer to a statement, or we want to say act open to more than one interpretation, and we can say obvious meaning. It's not clear, we have to decide that it is an ambiguous process. So we are saying it can refer to a statement. It is an essential way of we are creating something new product or a service. When done right, an organization's something introduction a new product or service toolkit, it is an open source project and culture can become the invisible advantage. In the sense, invisible advantage in the sense, what exactly I want to say in the sense, when we are unseen we have an enormous advantage in moving, in doing things. We wish to do that. In the process we want to change the very dynamic of existing and seemingly we have to close the patterns. In the sense, invisibility opens doors and creates opportunity where no one seemed to exist before. When we are unseen, we have an enormous data advantage in moving, in doing things. We wish to do that. In the process we want to change the very dynamic of existing closed a pattern. Okay, that leads to a continuous stream. In the sense, that leads to a continuous process or event, continuous for a period of time without stopping. What I meant to say in the sense, if flow of data, it will be a continuously of incremental improvements. In the sense, incremental improvement is nothing but it is an approach to process improvement. Okay, what I meant to say now, it is an approach to process improvement in which you and your staff focus efforts on smaller solutions that slowly but we want to surely move the business towards success. And what I meant to say, the accumulation of numerous small improvements, it is oftenly used as a powerful or even more powerful than attempts at making a huge leaps. What exactly I want to say in the sense, incremental improvement, it is an approach to process improvement in which you and your staff focus efforts on smaller solutions that slowly but surely move to the business, organization or market trends towards in the direction of success. Okay, coming to the process improvement, a continuous 6 steps it must and should follow. What are the major things, the 6 steps in the sense? First of all, if you have to involve everyone, and then second step, if you have to identify process activities, and then we want to establish a quality performance standards, and then fourth step, we want to select the measurement tools, and fifth one, we want to monitor a process quality, and finally the process improvement continues. The improve, finally if you have to improve the process quality. Okay, this is the concept of incremental improvement, is nothing but process improvement. Whatever effort in smaller solutions, that slowly but surely we want to move the business towards a success. So a major advancements, and if you are lucky, even a disruptive innovation. What is the disruptive innovation in the sense? In business purposes theory, a disruptive innovation is an innovation. What I meant to say now, in business theory, a disruptive innovation is an innovation in the sense, if you have to introduce a new product or service that creates a new market and value network. And what we want to say, eventually disrupts an existing market and value a network. We want to displacing some established market leading companies and as well as products and alliances. This is the concept of disruptive innovation. In business theory, it is an innovation, introduction in new product or service that creates a new market and value and network, and eventually we want to disrupt an existing market and value network. We want to displacing an established market leading firms is nothing but companies, products and alliances. This is the concept of disruptive innovation, that we want to say what exactly that drives the next wave of growth. In a brief synthesis from the above mind map, we can discuss design thinking in cloud computing, how we can learn about the cloud implementation and design thinking cloud services. Design thinking is a process creative through problem solving. Design thinking is a creative way of solving complex problems, finding a new solutions. What I meant to say in the sense, it's a mindset. Okay, what if you have to done something task that is to be it's keep in mind, yet we have to do whatever the task they given in our companies or business purposes or our organizations. It's a mindset and also a methodology. What methodology it should follow in the sense, methodology, what I meant to say in the sense, methodology is the systematic and theoretical analysis of the methods applied to a field of study. Instead of a methodology offers the theoretical for understanding which method we want to use, and some set of methods or best practices can be applied to a specific case. For example, if you want to calculate a specific result, we can learn about a methodology. It is the systematic and theoretical analysis of the methods what we want to apply to a field of that study. Okay, this is the concept of methodology. It is a characteristic way or essential and systematic we were using some theoretical analysis of that methods applied to a field of study. And coming to the next one, that is nothing but attributes of design thinking. What is the attributes of design thinking we are using? Let we start now. By involving brainstorming, iterations, prototyping and finally testing into the process, we want to do that. Design thinkers challenge assumptions and redefine perspectives. Whatever the client needs, we are taking some challenging assumptions, whatever the client problems at democracy. In shortly way, we can see that it is a way to deliver a fine-tuned product and powered by innovation and products that users love to use. That products, it's a wish what they wish to need. They wish to do the task. The products is very useful to us. The products, whatever powered by innovation, the products that users love to use that thing. Okay, this is the concept of attributes of design thinking. It's a human-centered core, and we can say empathetic in the sense what we have to emphasize, what we want to understand, walk in your user's shoes, whatever it may be. Okay, and emotional and limitless in exploration of the new products or services. Okay. Now we can learn here where it can be applied to, in the sense it's applied to a new product development. Whatever product, if you have to done at our organization, first of all the new product development, how the development will be taken, and we want to finding some new technology solutions, some innovative ideas, some challenging assumptions to create a startup of the solutions. Okay, coming to the concept of where we can apply it there, in the sense it is applied to a new product development and finding a new technology solutions to world or a new problems or challenges. What I am saying now, to world or new problems or challenges. And coming to the business strategies, what does we can do at our business strategies, but it can be applied well to politics or even to our daily life issues also. Okay, now we can study about the thing that is what the product development in the sense the product what the product development in the sense in business purpose, in business theory, in business point of view and engineering. A new product development covers the complete process of bringing a new product to a market. What I meant to say in the sense, in business and engineering, a new product development covers the complete process of bringing a new product to a market. So a central aspect of new product development is nothing but we want to design a product along with various business considerations. Okay, for you are finding a new technology solutions to old or new problems or challenges. Coming to the business strategies, but it can be applied well to politics or even to our daily life issues. Okay, now we can study about in a clear cut way how we want to develop a new product, a complete process to a market, how we can done this. It fits well in those situations where the solutions or the output of the problems are not clear. What they said, in some situations where the solution or the output of that problem it's not clear. Okay, it's an ambiguous process. So the working paradigms for design thinking include team-centered process and that and should be it collaboration from one to another. How the working paradigm for design thinking it includes some team, some centered process and collaboration and non-judgmental. Non-judgmental in the sense it's not judging on the basis of one's personal standards or whatever the opinions. They tried to adopt a non-judgmental attitude that did not reflect their own biases. Okay, what exactly I want to say in the sense, crazy patterns might lead to other patterns that lead to solutions. So we can study about their working patterns for design thinking. It includes some team-centered process and one more thing, collaboration and non-judgmental. In the sense they try to adopt a non-judgmental attitude that did not reflect their own biases. So we can learn about the convergent and divergent thinking in design, how we can design that in easy to use and understand the concepts, what that pattern or recognition. It should be it is automated recognition of patterns and regularities in data, how it will be an iterative process. Now we can study about what is a convergent and divergent thinking. So divergent thinking concentrates on generating a large number of alternative responses, including original and unexpected or unusual ideas. So this divergent thinking is associated with creativity. What I meant to say, divergent thinking is associated with creativity. And coming to the convergent thinking involves finding only the single correct answer conventional to a well-defined problem. This is the concept of convergent and divergent thinking. What exactly it generally means, what is the purpose of convergent and divergent thinking? In the sense it generally means the ability to give the correct answer, okay, to standard questions that do not require a significant creativity. For instance, in most tasks in schools and on standardized multiple choice tests for intelligence purpose. This is nothing but the concept of a convergent and a divergent thinking. What exactly in the sense? The ability to give the correct answer to standard questions that do not require a significant creativity. For instance, in most tasks in school and on standardized multiple choice test for the purpose of intelligence. Okay, coming to the intuitive in the sense easy to understand, and we have to use that. The pattern recognition is nothing but pattern recognition is the automated recognition of patterns and regularities in data. It has some applications in statistical data analysis and signal processing, image analysis and information retrieval and bioinformatics, and one more you can see data compression and computer graphics and machine learning. This is nothing but the concept of pattern recognition, how we want to recognize that pattern at your mindset. It is automated recognition of patterns and regularities in data. It has some applications in statistical data analysis and bioinformatics, data compression, computer graphics and machine learning, etc. We have seen that. And one more is nothing but working patterns for design thinking include an iterative process. Iterative, you can learn about iterative is nothing but repetitive. A process, what I meant to say exactly in the sense, it is simply a series of steps that you repeat. Okay. The iterative process is simply a series of steps that you repeat, and what I meant to say, tweaking and improve your product with each cycle. So the iterative design process is revisited and reflected upon at regular points in order to improve and redefine and refine design ideas to make sure that they best meet the needs of the final user. What I meant to say in the sense, it is simply a series of steps that if you want to repeat with each cycle by improving your product. What exactly I want to say, iterative design process in the sense, iterative design process is a circular design process that models and evaluates and improves designs based on the results of testing. Okay, based on the results of testing, we want to evaluate and improve the design. It is a circular design process. What exactly I want to say, an iterative process is a process for calculating a desired result. It is a process for calculating a desired result by means of a repeated cycle of operations. What I meant to say, repeated cycle of operations. An iterative process should be a convergent, that is, it should come closer to the desired result as the number of iterations increases. Okay. What I meant to say in the sense, an iterative process is a process for calculating a desired result by means of a repeated cycle of operations. An iterative process should be convergent, that is, it should come closer to the desired result as the number of iterations increases. Okay, this is the concept of working patterns for design thinking include some team-centered process, collaboration and non-judgmental, convergent and divergent thinking, and intuitive in the sense easy to use and understand. Coming to the pattern recognition and last one, an iteration process. Now coming to the great skills for problem finders include questioning everything. We want observing, networking and associating, and very importantly doing and experimenting. What I meant to say in the sense, for our problems, user problems, it need to be a great skill for problem finder. Okay, whatever the problem will be there, if you want to find that the user include some questioning everything ma, questioning everything, and they are observing and networking and associating, and very importantly we can see in doing and experimenting also even. Okay, most commonly you will find 5 phases or steps of the design thinking process. If you have to learn in first unit a design thinking process, if you have some 5 phases, there are several variations ma, and we are naming conventions. There are several variations and naming conventions. First of all, if you have to learn about emphasize, what ma? Empathize. What is the meaning of the empathize? Define, ideate, prototype and test. We have discussed in further video in depthly. Okay, thank you up to now.